What's going on? It's the Rap Nerd, and it is the top of the new year. Yes, we have stepped into 2025, and as I've done every year since I have my channel, I'm going to go over my top 10 most anticipated films of the year. Now, I love doing these because it's always fun to look at this list by the end of the year to see what actually stuck and what didn't. I look back at my one from 2024, and it was just cool to see how many movies didn't make it to the list, and also the ones that I don't know about that just popped up that ended up being some of my favorites, which is dope. So these films are just the ones that I know about, that I looked up and saw that they have a concrete release date. So I'm sure that there are going to be some that come left field that I end up loving that didn't know was even existing or shot or whatever it is. So let's go ahead and get into my top 10. Now, I want to give an honorary mention to one film because I'm not sure if it's going to release this year. It said it's supposed to release in October or November, but that is Predator: Badlands, and this is supposed to be a sequel, or not really a sequel, but just a parallel movie to Prey, which has the same director, and it's about predators, and I love predators. And that's one of the reasons why I say I don't know if it's going to release this year, because these movies have a lot of VFX in them, so I don't know if it's going to be done by that time. Haven't looked really into it, but I am looking forward to that film because I've always been a Predator guy more than an Alien dude. But anyway, let's get into my top 10. At the number 10 spot is Jurassic Park Rebirth. Now, who knows if this movie is going to be good or not? I don't know. But I am a Jurassic Park super fan. That first film is literally in my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So anything that comes from this franchise, I'm going to be there to watch. Dinosaur action is always going to be cool, and the cast looks very stacked. So again, I'm going to enjoy it. I've enjoyed all of these films for the better or the worse of them, but they still bring a high level of entertainment, and it'll be perfect for summer this year. So at number 10 is Jurassic Park Rebirth. At the number 9 spot is Captain America Brave New World. I gotta say that after I saw that trailer, I was like, this could be really damn good. And not to mention, I also liked Falcon and the Winter Soldier quite a bit. Marvel is keeping up with the Captain America movies being action-packed, serious tone type films, and it looks no different here. And I just love the exploration of what they're gonna do in this film based off of where Falcon and Winter Soldier last left off. We see Harrison Ford playing Red Hulk, and I'm sure there's gonna be another villain that plays the underlining thing to all of this that makes his way into the film. But overall, I'm looking forward to this film. I think Anthony Mackie sporting the Captain America wings and suit with the shield is dope. Ironic enough, I wasn't really a fan of Falcon taking over as Captain America, but in the movies, I think that this works really well in what they've thrown into the film, especially with him being black and addressing that. And Anthony already kind of standing on that type of business, so I really like where they're going with this film, and it looks to be another banger from the Captain America series. So at number 9 is Captain America Brave New World. So at the number 8 spot is Ballerina, and this is a John Wick spinoff starring Ana de Armas, I believe is how her name is pronounced, and if I did it wrong, you gotta excuse me. But want to put respect on the culture because I'm all for that. But what I really like with this film is it looks like they're exploring more fantastical elements of the John Wick world, similar to how it was in the Continental, but just on a movie budget scale with this film. There are a lot of things that happen in this film that you don't see in John Wick, like, for instance, Anna throwing a grenade at a dude and then closing the door and it blows up. And the best part, when I was like, yeah, they're really taking it there, when you see that fire and water element clash and they're just running at each other yelling, like, that is something out of a fantastical action film, and I really enjoy what I'm seeing. This is how you branch out with the series. You got to change it up a little bit, because that was one of my issues with International, is it tried to be like John Wick, but you just can't do that. I think the way to go about this series is getting directors who have some type of experience with action so they can put their own flavor on it instead of just trying to copy Chad, because he created his own thing, but there's a lot of room for this world to open up. So I'm really looking forward to this. So at the 8th spot is Ballerina. At number 7 is I Know What You Did Last Summer, and this is a requel. Man, that first one from '98 is one of my favorite horror movies and slashers of all time. I even like the second one, as ludicrous as it is. I'm really looking forward to what they do with this requel. I have heard that Brandy says she got a call about this, so I'm hoping that it's a requel to both films, and even Brandy comes back, because I feel like she was a great character and a nice fill-in spot for Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, who passed in the first one. So I'm just really curious as to how they go about this. Is it going to be a thing where each of the older characters now has kids, and now their kids are dealing with the ramifications of all of those years later, or are they just gonna flat out get hunted down again by somebody who knows Ben? I don't know, but I'm here for it just because of the legacy that goes along with it. And I love slashers. What better slasher to happen this summer than I Know What You Did Last Summer? So I have that film at number 7. At the number 6 spot is Wolfman, directed by Lee Winnell. And really, his name being attached to this is what got me hyped, because he absolutely crushed the Invisible Man. So if he's tackling another one in the monster universe, I'm down for it. Hell, give him the keys to all of these for what he did with Invisible Man, and I have no doubt about it that he will crush this. Always been a fan of werewolf movies. Hell, I even like that cheap werewolf film that released last year with Frank Grillo. I think that is a creature feature that has not been expounded upon enough in more recent years. That's been like a really, really good, solid one. We had a lot of vampire films released that have been really good. Now we need a wolf movie, something, and I definitely believe that this is going to deliver based off that trailer, and I'm just looking forward to making werewolves great again. So at number 6 is Wolfman. At number 5 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, and I don't think I need to say anything. We all are aware of this franchise, and these movies are the best running action franchise, I think, and I don't think anyone would disagree. The crown goes to them. And while I wasn't super duper crazy about Dead Reckoning, I still think it was a good movie, but I don't think it was great as Fallout. But Fallout is a really, really high goal to jump over. I'm still looking forward to this, and this trailer hit me in the feels because it definitely feels like the closer of the franchise. Though Tom Cruise has said otherwise, it just feels more dangerous, and the stakes are higher than ever just based on Ethan in the trailer saying, just trust me one last time. So without even having to go in further detail, you guys already know why I'm looking forward to this. So at number 5 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. So at number 4 is The Monkey, and I watched the trailer and honestly don't know what to expect from this film because it seems pretty comedic but blood-drenched as well, which is a stark difference from what his last film was. Directed by Oz Perkins, and you don't know what his last film was? It was Longlegs, which was my favorite movie of 2024. So for me, anything that he's doing on the theatrical level, I'm there day one because of what he did with Longlegs. That movie did something else to me in a way that I haven't had in a long, long time. So really looking forward to where this goes, and I expect the same level of craftsmanship, even though this looks to be a different tone, but really looking forward to popping the year off with this horror because I believe it drops in February, if I'm not mistaken. So this is kind of a tone setter along with Wolfman as well, but just in a different direction. So I'm really looking forward to The Monkey, and I have it at number 4. At the number 3 spot is James Gunn's Superman. I did a trailer reaction to express how I felt about it, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've actually warmed up to it even more since seeing the trailer because I've watched it a few times, and I really think that Gunn is going to knock it out of the park as far as a modern-day Superman movie for people to cling on to, because he looks to be doing both things at once. You're going to get the clumsy, kind of good old-fashioned Superman traits, but he's also going to put him through the ringer, which is the part that I was hoping was going to be there. And based on the recent test screenings, it sounds like Gunn is toning down the comedy and is going to be taken more serious. I saw someone say the tone is similar to Captain America: The First Avenger, and that made me super excited because I feel like First Avengers is perfect for what I think that the modern day people would want from a Superman movie, and the action looks like it's going to be crazy, a lot of characters, and I'm really just looking to see what this film is going to be so it can give me a look into what the DCU will be like moving forward. So definitely looking forward to this, and we'll be seated in July. So at number 3 is Superman. At the number 2 spot is Ryan Coogler's directed film called Sinners, starring Michael B. Jordan. Super excited about this. I've said this a number of times. I want to see more black people and people of color go into the space of genre because this is a horror film. They have done a good job at alluding to what it is. I think it has to do with vampires, just based on what I've seen and heard it's being adapted from. Before we even got the teaser trailer, I was already signed up, but when I saw that joint, I was like, yeah, this is about to be one of them ones, and I can't wait. I want to see how Michael B. Jordan plays off of himself, you know, starring as 2 different characters, and they look to be on opposite sides of beliefs, which I think is really, really dope. And Ryan Coogler's direction looks fantastic. I love the color grading. I love the small implications that he does throughout this teaser to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. I love that it's kind of a period piece. Sign me up. I'm there day one. So at number 2 is Sinners. Now at number 1, without a doubt, is 28 Years Later. I absolutely love both of those films from the past. 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, and I'm finally glad my prayers have been answered and we're getting a sequel to 28 Weeks Later. Every time I watch that movie and they show the ending where the infected people are running in Paris, I'm like, what's about to happen? What are we going to do? Because we all know 28 days later, the world got hit by this infection. And then 28 weeks later is when the world kind of defeated the virus in a sense, how, you know, the creatures kind of died out and mankind was starting to rebuild. But then it gets let onto the world again. So I wonder where we're going to be at in this film. And based off that trailer, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a shit show. And I'm going to be there day one. And it makes me even more excited that this is a trilogy of films. So I'm really, really wondering where this goes and how this trilogy is going to work. I really look forward to what's going to happen. And God, I can't wait to see that joint. So as the number 1 spot for me is 28 Years Later. So those are my most anticipated films of 2025. Look forward to being in the cinema for all of those. And I look forward to being surprised by movies that I don't even know what's coming. So I hope that it's just as great as a year of cinema as last year, because whew, we had a lot of bangers, especially in the horror genre. So let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to and put me on game, the stuff that you heard about that I may not have mentioned here. And as usual, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you already are subscribed, thank you. And until next time, peace.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.